Hello, I'm Richard Ridge for Broadway World. Tituss Burgess has returned to Broadway, stepping into the role of Harold Zidler, the master of ceremonies in the Tony Award-winning musical Mouin Rouge, now through December 17th. And I caught up with Tituss here at the Al Hirschfeld Theater. Welcome home to Broadway. How does it feel?
It feels so good. I was telling a friend of mine, I said, Moulin Rouge is the family I never knew I needed. It's lovely to be back. It's been quite a turbulent rehearsal process. I forgot how hard it was, but it hurt so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was your rehearsal period like?
I had 2 weeks to learn this role. I came in off book for Act One though, so I could speed this process up a little bit because I knew me. I was like, I'm not going to get in here stumbling. So it was really difficult to kind of get back into the groove of it. But performing every night, there's nothing like it. You know this. Like there's it's nothing like being at home, getting back to the root of why I came into theater in the first place, and it's my first love. So it's lovely to be back.
So, what is it like living in the world of Moulin Rouge?
Oh my goodness. It's sexy. It's manic energy. The stakes are high. It's I don't know. It's red, and it's full of people who. Well, the cast. This is one of the sexiest casts on Broadway, hands down. And everyone is a doll and committed to the art and committed to doing the show. It's a hard show to do. We walk off stage drenched in sweat, but we did it together, and that's kind of what it's about, and I love it so much.
Yeah. All right, talk about your Harold Zidler, what you love about him already.
Harold Zidler is, or at least he thinks he's 10 steps ahead of everything. He's the host of hosts. He doesn't want you to see the labor that's involved. He wants you to experience the magic, kind of like Blanche Dubois. You know, I tell what ought to be the truth. You know what I mean? But that's kind of what Harold is like, or at least my Harold is. He's a little more tender, and he has genuine love for all his chickens. You know, and I think I can relate to that. You know, there's a little Pisces energy in there, and that's kind of what I bring to the role.
Yeah. Okay, the first time you saw yourself all done up as Zidler in the mirror with the hat and the outfit and everything else, what were you thinking?
I'm gonna be honest with you. It took me a couple of shows to realize that I was doing the show. I don't know if that makes sense, but like it just sort of was like, oh, this is real life, and I'm like about to walk out on stage, and I got to tell you, as soon as I hear ding or ding gong 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 gong, my heart like skips a beat just a little bit. But the costumes are beautiful, and they really inform the movement. They inform the character. They inform the energy of it all, and it just is. It's so much a part of how I compose who Harold is, and when I look at myself, it's quite amusing. But I know who he is right away.
Yeah. You play with the audience all through this show. What is that like?
Nerve-wracking, because let me tell you why. There are people who have come to see this show dozens of times, and they start to recite the text with you. And when I tell you it is already hard for me to focus, honey, the amount of times I've gone up on my lines, listening to someone else tell me what my lines are. It just happened. It happened the other night. I was just like, I have no idea where I am in the sentence, in the text, in the show right now, because someone knows this better than I do. But once I hunker down and really focus, and I'm starting to really sort of feel my way and own my way through it, it's a lot more fun, and there's greater ease with playing with the audience and having that type of rapport that's so fun and essential to creating the energy of Moulin Rouge.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about the fans. I know people who have flown in from all over the world numerous times to come and see this show on Broadway. Why do you think that is?
Rich, I don't know. I mean, there's something very when you get hooked on a show, you get hooked on a show. Mine was Rent. I saw Rent so many times. Mine was Rent. Mine was Miss Saigon, and so I understand the allegiance people have to the score, which is filled with anthologies of all the songs, pop songs that we love and know and hold dear to our hearts. But just the other night, someone's like, they flew in all the way from Argentina, and I just stared at them. I was like, my goodness, first of all, where you get that kind of money? It's like, Jesus. Because I didn't have that when I was growing up. But it sort of reminds you every single night that either this is someone's first time or this is someone's happy place. And you cannot take that lightly.
See, I've seen the show numerous times, and every time I come in here,
Have you seen me?
I'm coming to see you. Sir.
All right.
You just opened.
Okay, all right. Get that ticket.
I have till December
You
17th,
have
right?
till December 17th to see me. Yes, you do.
I cannot wait to see you in this show, but I come back all the time, and I have the same kind of feeling like it's the first time I walked into this theater. I love to watch audience members take pictures and oogle at like the elephant and the windmill, and just that they're having the time of their life experiencing live theater. And it happens here.
I think that's because of the sort of immersive experience that we offer here. It makes it very tangible. It makes it very communal, and it sort of sets the tone. Everyone is a chicken, and then at times everyone's aristocracy, and you get to sort of own your, or you get to sort of how to articulate it. You get to make the experience what you want it to be. You get lots of bridal parties coming through here. You get a couple of dude bros in here, and it just sort of becomes a place where everyone is on leveled ground. We're all on one accord, and everyone's here to party and have a really, really good time. And it's fun to facilitate that, and it's fun to watch them take ownership of that.
Yeah. You fell in love with the theater watching Stephanie Mills on stage, didn't you?
That is correct.
What was your first show?
My first touring Broadway musical was Your Arms Too Short to Box with God. And watching Stephanie Mills tear through that score, oh my goodness. And all those black bodies that were on stage, that was the first live theatrical setting where I didn't quite understand what I was seeing or what I was witnessing with the people around me and the mothers. I call them the mothers, but that's a how do I?
Yeah.
Watching the mothers of the church is essentially what holler back at the stage, and I just I had come just to know theater and the sort of not protocol, but what's the word, the etiquette, that one should have when going in there, but it broke all the rules, all the barriers, and suddenly theater was experiential in a way that was not quite how I had come to learn it, and I wanted in, and it made it live and electric, and she performed with a reckless abandon that I wanted to imitate and emulate, and I had the good fortune of meeting her a couple of months ago. She was filming, the Tamron Hall show or something like that, and we crossed paths, and I got to express my sincere thanks for what she was doing. I don't even know if Stephanie knew what she was doing. Do you know what I mean? She was so young. I'm pretty sure she had already done The Wiz by that point. Of course she had, because I wasn't born yet. But just watching her whiz across that stage and dive into the text and into the music, and into a sound that I had not yet been able to be familiar with, I carry with me forever.
But that's what you do on stage. You give 1,000,000%. You don't give 100%. You give 1,000,000%. I wish you could step out of yourself and watch what you give an audience, my friend.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't have a response to that. I appreciate that. I do try, and I do, it's taken me a lot to recalibrate and to refocus. One day I'll write about it and tell you all about it, but finding myself here now, it's no accident, and I bring with me all of my flaws, all of my hurt, all of my joy, all of my purest intention, because I know it's important you don't just buy a ticket, you come to this on purpose, and I stand on that stage on purpose, and I want you to leave here feeling different on purpose, and that is what we're all aiming to do. So thank you for that, but that is what I definitely strive to do.
because of your notoriety in other mediums,
Very good.
people may be coming to the theater for the very first time because they know you from something else.
Very
We
good.
all had that experience.
Of course.
And we're like, oh my gosh, this stuff is live.
Yeah.
What that means to introducing a whole new audience to the live theater.
I mean, that's biting off a lot, and who knows how much influence I have or don't have, but I am cognizant that people are here because they found me in other places. And cross-pollination is probably the greatest thing every medium could share with every other medium, because we need each other. We are not that far removed from one another, and now more than ever, it's important to deliver the magic and to transport people, as we could all take a pause from the perils of the world that we live in.
Finally, what are you looking forward to the most now that you're back on Broadway where you belong? What are you loving the most?
What am I loving the most? The look in people's eyes, the tangible nature of it, the experiential nature, the immersive nature of it, and honestly, community. I never knew I needed that as much as I am finding here in this run at 41 years old. Moulin Rouge is the family I never knew I wanted. Come and see us.
Welcome home, my friend.
Thank you.